Hi everyone, this is Noelle from Petitti Garden Centers, and we're here at Jason's garden.
Hello.
As always, we're so happy to be here with Jason, and actually we had to take this opportunity to cut some dahlias today.
Yep.
Because Jason's moving.
Yep.
So this is actually part 2 of our dahlia series. So we were here in spring, we were planting dahlias with Jason. He really enjoys the flowers. They're one of your favorite flowers, aren't they?
They are. Yeah, they're by far one of my favorite flowers.
And they perform so well for us, especially in deer country. You didn't have too many problems with the deer.
Not one.
Okay, good. And he does have an electric fence around his raised beds. Remember, he did install an electric fence, but it's fairly low.
It's that tall.
Yeah, so the dahlias were growing well above where the electric fence was. Very easy for
Picking.
yes, for picking. And nothing happened to the dahlias this season.
Not at all.
So,
It was very surprising.
yeah, so that's good, right? That's always a thumbs up for dahlias, that they are very good as far as deer resistance. So we're here today. We were cutting dahlias,
Yes.
and we wanted to share with you a few hints about when you are actually cutting the stems to arrange and enjoy in the house or what have you. The thing about it is, the sad part is that
Dahlias, as beautiful as they are, they do not last very long.
they do not.
Unlike-
Maybe 3 days, 5
If
days,
3
maybe.
or 4, you're doing good.
Right.
It's one of those, like if you have some people over, or if you just want to have a fresh arrangement for dinner or for the day, just because they're really good to pick in, the morning time or late evening when it's nice and cool. But unlike roses, which will last, quite a long time with regular water changes, you'll get a couple water changes, one day, one the next, and they're really looking tired by about day 3 into day 4.
Yeah, for sure. So that's the one bad thing about dahlias, that they aren't the longest lasting flower. If you do want to enjoy them for the party, harvest them either the night before or the next morning, like Jason mentioned. So always harvesting or cutting your flowers, your veggies, your herbs, always do that when it is cooler.
Yep.
Good indication is when your pollinators are not around. That's usually a cool time to do it.
Yep.
So that's really what you want to look for. The other thing with dahlias when you're harvesting them is always look at the back of the flower. If you look at the back of the flower, and we've shown you a couple pictures on video, but the back of the flower will always indicate kind of the maturity of the flower. If you're starting to see just a slight wilting or darkening of the petals there, you'll know that that flower probably
It's on the decline.
is on the decline, won't last as long for you. If you harvest a flower very early, however, so it's not fully open yet, tell them what happens.
Unlike roses, as an example, which when roses are cut, we've all gotten or given them, they continue to open, they get bigger, they look beautiful, yay. Dahlias, when you pick something like this, it stays like this until the petals falls off and it dies. So when you cut dahlias, just keep in mind, if you want the full effect like something like this, you really want to wait for that flower to open up, because once you cut it off, it's not going to open up, it's not going to get fuller, it's just going to stay like this until it dies.
Right, so it's going to keep its shape, it's going to retain its shape. So that's a good thing to notice with dahlias when you're out there around the garden looking at them and you're waiting to cut. Just make sure they're like at that full point of maturity where they're wide open, but they don't have the wilting petals on the back side, and you'll be ready to go, and they will stay that way for you. Okay. Now, another thing that you have to remember when you are arranging really any flowers, but you want to make sure that your tools are sanitized. So we made sure that we sprayed down our tools, wiped down our tools, our pruners or scissors that we were using. And then the other thing is your buckets and your vases that you're putting your flowers in, make sure that they are also very clean. Absolutely. And that'll, of course, just extend that life a little bit longer. Hopefully we can get another day or so out of them. a cool hint about dahlias is that they actually like to be put in like a warm water. So when you cut them, if you can put warm water in the bucket and go ahead and place them in, that will actually extend their life. So a lot of articles that I was reading about conditioning dahlias, if you can cut them and place them in warm water, that might give you a day or two longer of flowering. So that's really helpful, actually, just to enjoy them longer, of course. And then we were talking about cutting at an angle or a horizontal. Okay.
So there are some people that will say, oh, it doesn't matter. And of course you can Google any answer you are looking for. In all honesty, if you think about it, whenever, like with roses, with anything that's a cut flower, when it's just before it's expiring, it's actually taking up that water to help, give the moisture for the flowers. So if you cut it horizontal and it's flat, in my opinion, you're not getting as much surface area to draw up the water. So if you put it at a 45-degree angle, you have more of those vascular tubes to suck up the water and keep it hydrated longer.
Yeah, so we are, Jason and I are definitely fans of cutting at a diagonal. Like I said, there's many articles out there that would say, oh, you could cut them in a horizontal and throw them in water. We're always going to kind of stick to that diagonal cut, if you will. Okay, other than that, I'm going to tell you, arrange the dahlias however you would like, in vases and in short containers, whatever you would like to do. You can even float the flowers on water as well. So just enjoy your dahlias.